Hey. Hey. Stop eating things. No. Hey. Hey. Don't eat that. No. Hey. Stop. Psst. Don't do that. Come on, stay out of that stuff. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Mail Call Monday. I'm sorry these are coming out a little bit late. Unfortunately, I have just been swamped over the weekend, which is a lot of different things. But what that means is great for you because that gave it more time for mail to accumulate. And we got a lot of different pieces here. We got some cards. CIP.com came through with some stuff. We got a package here from an unknown person because they didn't include a return address. You gotta include a return address. If you don't include a return address, packages are going to get sent back. I keep getting these warnings, and I don't think they're going to allow them to go through anymore. Put a return address on them. Got another box over here. We got another box over here. Well, that's not a box. It's kind of a bag, but you guys get the drift. So anyways, we're going to bust these open. If Boomer over here would behave himself, you got to be good, Boomer. Be a good boy, okay? Ow, don't bite. Don't bite. Stay in your box and stop biting. Be a good boy. No. Be good. Anyways, we're going to roll that intro. Before we roll the intro, why don't we just break something open? Let's go for the one with no return address. All right, let's see what we got in here. It looks like it came from International Post. Boomer, you're not being good. You have to stay in your box. Looks like it is some mealworms, and it's addressed for Skeeter here on this, what looks to be a card. Thinking of you. For Skeeter the Duck, so sorry, yours and Boomer's loss. I will miss the dear and unique Skeeter terribly. But at least you have treasured YouTube videos and a Facebook page to remember her. Skeeter was truly one-of-a-kind special duck. From Skeeter's UK fan, be good. James, P.S. Here's some mealworms for Boomer on his 4th birthday. I appreciate that, James. Thank you very, very much. Please put your return address on these packages. At least make one up. Put your neighbor's address. Put your parents' address. Just put an address. I mean, I do make best effort to cover them up so that way they're not exposed on video. I mean, what's the worst that could happen if I know your address? I might send you something for free. So come on, you guys. Return address, always, please. James, thank you very, very much. Boomer, you want some of them? Ow. I bet you do. We're going to bust these open later. You're going to really enjoy those. I don't know why he does that pecking shit. And that absolutely drives me nuts to hear him constantly yeah. Be good. Last night he jumped out of his box. And he came all the way over to me. And it might sound really cute. But I was dead asleep, middle of the night. And the TV was still on. Stop that pecking. And he came over and he on the back of my head like some kind of woodpecker. Woke me up, of course. I think he might have been a little pissed that maybe I was snoring because loud noises will make him attack me. I don't know why, but if I make loud noises, he comes and attacks me. So when I snored, I think that's what probably happened is he attacked me. Plus the TV was on, so that means the room was lit so he could see me, and he came right out of his own bed and came over and attacked me. Boomer, that really hurts. And you're not being good. You're not being good at all. You gotta be a good boy. Look at you making all the packages fly away here. You're making a mess. You're making a mess. All right, go ahead. Flap it out. Flap it out. Let everybody see how you're being crazy. Go ahead. Be crazy on video. Look. This is Boomer being crazy. And what'll happen is he'll calm down in about a minute. And he's starting to slow down already. That's it. Now he's going to be good. You going to be good now? Huh? You going to be good? Yeah, I bet you will. And put you in your box. All right. We got also a Yeti cooler. This came from a friend of mine, local friend, who's been very, very supportive of me through the whole Skeeter incident. Me losing my job about a week ago, my biggest contract that I had, so I mean it was like 60% of my income, absolutely enormous. And he said, you know, he just really liked me, cared about me, so he got me a Yeti cooler. But it's not just the Yeti cooler that's really cool. What was inside of it is kind of a reference to our Volkswagen Club, and he didn't even know. Rare Air. That's the name of our Volkswagen Club, Rare Air Emerald Coast Volkswagen Club, and it's just kind of neat to see that. And he had an extra one because he bought one of these coolers for himself also. And he gave the spare one to Wild Bill. So, I mean, thank you, Rob. I really do appreciate that. Rob has been a very good friend. Rob is also the owner of the construction company that I'm currently working for. He and I have been working together to get his invoicing set up correctly, to make sure his office management works properly, to get his taxes paid. It's pretty much I'm doing all the office clerical type work as well as the IT stuff, which really doesn't have a whole lot of it. But one thing that I do, and I do very well, is organization of my money. I don't have a lot of it, but I know exactly where to put it.
That's what she said.
And he does make some pretty good money, so he wanted a taste of what I do rather than having everything just fly out the window. And as a result, when I started going through his invoicing this past week, I discovered about $9,000 in invoices that weren't properly charged to customers. And it's for jobs that are actively being worked on. And the general contractors that are organizing these jobs, they're not getting paid for these extras either. So if we turn them into the general contractor will then bump them up to the customer, and the customer will then pay the job. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of money coming our way that he wouldn't have otherwise billed for had he have not had me working on his team and working out all the invoicing. And it's amazing how much of that stuff just slipped through the crack. It's $100 here, $100 there, $100 here, $100 there, $200 there. It's just, it adds up. Every little amount always adds up, and that's just the way it goes. Anyways, Boomer, you be good, okay? And we're going to be back right after the intro, everyone. Thank you very much. Boo! Wow! All right, and we're back. Now, if you guys would like to send us some mail, what you got to do is you got to send it up to the Duckman, which you can find up at duckshit.net. Visit my website. You'll find the address there. If you'd like to send me something, that's where the place to do it. As always, let's get weird, guys. Send me something strange and exciting. We'll review whatever it is here on video. And, we'll have fun with it. We always do. We always have some good fun. And if you'd like to send something to Skeeter, send it to for Skeeter at the same address that you find up on duckshit.net. Of course, we lost my little girl a couple weeks ago, and just once again bringing up, it's still messing me up. And I mean, she's been gone now. Oh, geez, it's been like 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks, and it's been a really, really hard 3 weeks, and it's not getting any easier. Everybody tells me it's going to get easier. I don't want to hear that crap. I'm still messed up from losing her sister almost 10 years ago, and I still break down from that one. And it's not going to get any easier. I might look a little more hardened on the outside, but deep inside, my heart is pretty beat up, and I'm still kind of beat up. Let's open up some of Skeeter's little packages here that were addressed to her, and we'll go with this stuff. And we're not going to make this video sound really sad or crappy. Skeeter was really important to me, as you guys know, but let's go ahead and handle these letters with some respect, and I'll try to keep a little bit of my dignity here as best as I can, and try not to blubber too awfully much. And then we'll end the video with some more fun stuff, and maybe we'll get Boomer to play with me up here on the counter, because he likes to do that and act rather crazy. But we got one here from Dale Olson, which appears to have come out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Let's see, I've got my lost pocket knife. Of course, found that thing last week. Very, very happy that I did. It's been in my pocket ever since. This knife and I were inseparable. It's only been lost twice in my life. And one time it was lost for a couple of years, and it was in a kitchen cabinet. Of all the stupid places for it to be, but that's where it went. All right, what do we got? We got some little birds and a note. Glenn, so sorry to hear the loss of your dear Skeeter. We can identify with the loss of our cats over the years. There are our kids, too. We've enjoyed your videos with Skeeter, and it's so obvious how much you loved her. Wishing you peace and comfort. Dale and Onelia Olson, I hope I said that right, in River Falls, Wisconsin. Thank you very much, Dale. Really appreciate that. I'll put that over here by you. You know what? That's actually for Skeeter. We're going to give it to Skeeter here. Skeeter's always going to be with us. I took one of my favorite photos of her and put a feather in the frame. One of the feathers I found around the house, and that really means a lot to me. Probably one of my most prized possessions. Okay. Let's move forward. Let's look at the next one. This one comes from Hilton, New York. I don't quite understand the name on there because it looks more like a badge rather than a name. The hardest part of loving a pet is saying goodbye. Duckman, it's okay to feel really sad and to miss her terribly. It just means you loved her so much. From Tom Babby. I hope I said that right. Thank you, Tom. I really miss that girl. I mean, words can't express. Words can't express. Put her over here. These are all for my girl. Miss that baby so much. We got another one here from Hector Gonzalez up in Dover, New Jersey. That wasn't very far from where I come from. I think about 30 to 45 minutes. I'm from North Jersey myself. He's a little further west than I was. And what did he send us? He sent us an advertisement for some kind of grocery store. And another one from another grocery store. Some of this fancy Chinese coronavirus imported air. Looks like we got us a note. I'm hoping so. Sorry for your loss. I hope you liked. Oh my God. It's my Skeeter. 17 years, 10 months, 7 days. Oh, wow. You'll forever be Daddy's girl. I love you and miss you, Skeeter. Thank you so much, Hector. I really appreciate that. Wow. It just amazes me. I've never loved anything or anybody ever like I loved that girl. And Skeeter was just hands down the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Boomer, Daddy loves you too. But I don't know that you're ever going to be as close to Daddy. You're not the same kind of person. You're not. Not that I don't love you. I do. I love you so much, just like I love Skeeter, but you and I won't have that connection. Well, I hope you will. Who knows? You might come around. But my girl really meant the world to me. Thank you so much, Hector. I really appreciate that. This is from Pamela Bennett, who's been a big supporter of Skeeter and I for a long time. And I think I should probably just go right for this one, because I think this is probably something for Skeeter also. Even though it's addressed to me, I think it's probably for Skeeter. Glenn, I hope you enjoy this memorial for Skeeter. I loved her like she was my own. I'm glad that I got to follow her little antics, and will miss her so much. I know we'll keep in touch with you, and I'll still planning on stopping by in July. I would really appreciate that. Your friend, Pamela Bennett. Oh boy, Boomer. I can already see what this is, and I haven't even opened it yet. You guys are going to see me just being a blubbering mess again. Oh, wow. It's a blanket from some of Skeeter's best moments. The hurts a duckling. That girl's gonna always be my baby. Thank you, Pamela. I love it so much. I'm gonna have to take a break. We'll be back in just a little bit. Thanks so much, everybody. Alright, we're back, everybody. And thank you so much for still watching. Oh, I feel bad for Boomer. I actually yelled at him the other day. He started biting me when I was trying to just be nice with him, and I got kind of mad and pretty upset and frustrated with the whole situation of losing Skeeter. And I said some things to him that I know he doesn't understand, and I said that he wasn't going to ever be like Skeeter, and I said he can't compare, and you know, I didn't tell him I didn't love him or anything like that. I know he doesn't understand the words that I'm saying, but he was frightened, and I felt really guilty for it. I mean, I love this little guy too. He's not Skeeter. He really isn't. But you know, whatever his ability or whatever his limitations are, he needs his daddy, just like Skeeter needed her daddy. And I just feel really bad for what I did to him. I mean, he yelled at him, and I felt guilt immediately afterwards. Just I said some things that I shouldn't have, and I really do love him too. It really does mean the world to me. I mean, you're not Skeeter, you're not, but you're Boomer. You are Boomer. And you're important to me too, and Daddy does love you. And Daddy hopes that you do come around and you become a much more loving little critter, and you understand
that the world isn't frightening, and that no matter what happens to you out there, Daddy will always be here to protect you and take care of you. That's right. And I know you don't like being held like this. You're in a little bit of a submissive position right now, but your daddy does love you, and he's not going to hurt you. Yeah. And I think you'll get used to hanging out with me more often. And I haven't said this a whole lot to a whole lot of people, but I'm giving him a whole lot more attention. And I'm hoping that it is for the better, and he does warm up to me. What was that? Was that a kiss or was that a bite? I'm hoping that he does warm up to me a little more and be a little more friendly and a little less bitey and humpy, and understand that, you know, I'm his daddy and not some kind of weird play toy or some weird sexual fantasy or whatever the hell goes on in his little pea-sized brain. But in about a year, I give him about a year to warm up to me, and if he really doesn't, I'm not going to force it. I'm just not going to force it. I tried doing that with Skeeter's sister, Jumper, and the more I tried to get close with her, the more she pushed me away. I always thought that Jumper was broken, and that Skeeter was warmed up to people because she just got more attention, and just Jumper needed more attention, and it was quite the opposite. Jumper just didn't like people the same way. Skeeter was the unique one. It wasn't that Jumper was broken, it's just Skeeter was special. And I don't know if he'll come around and he'll change. He's a whole lot better behaved than he had been. Much more friendly. Except for when he bit me in the head last night when I was trying to sleep. You need to stay in your own bed at night. You don't need to be coming over to my bed and pecking me in the head. That wasn't very nice. No, it wasn't. Yeah. I yelled at him last night too, but that wasn't the same kind of yelling. He actually did do something that got him in trouble, and I yelled at him and told him to go back in his box. And he did. He listened, and he ran back in his box and jumped in and ducked down. Yeah, he behaving himself after that, but Boomer, your daddy does love you. Yes, he does. And I'm very sorry if I said anything that was offensive that you may not have understood, or if I just frightened you by being loud. Yeah, I love you, and I didn't mean for that to be. Just Daddy's going through a lot right now, and he made a mistake. Yeah, you be a good boy, okay? We're going to put you back in your box now. Gonna watch Daddy make a video. You're gonna help. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah, he really is a good boy deep down. He just he's defiant. He's defiant. He's not stupid. He's just defiant. He's gonna do things his own way. So thank you, Pamela, for the wonderful Skeeter gift. I really appreciate this a lot. Just a whole lot. And Hector, oh Boomer, you gotta stay in your box. Come on, I know that was an accident, but be good. And Hector for the lovely cup here. I know exactly where this is going to go. Up on my, well, it's not really a mantle. My TV set exists in this mantle. And above it, I have a nice shelf with a whole bunch of Skeeter special things that she's received over the years. And Boomer, you are not listening. Stay in the box. No. 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 Sometimes he listens. Sometimes. Okay, no. In the box. That's not the box. In the box. No. Well, if we can't get him to behave, we're not going to have much of a video here. I'm going to give him just a minute and see if he comes around. I see, what is this? Is this poop on everything? You got shit on me, you got shit on everything over here. At least I think it's shit. I don't know what it is. Well, it's not on the blanket, at least. Yeah, there's shit over here. Damn it, Boomer. Unbelievable. We're going to be back after we clean up his shit.
Alright, and we're back once again. Sorry, everybody, for having to take so many breaks here, but he was being unruly. And, well, we had a little talk. Yes, we did, and I see you're out of breath because he decided to act like a nut and flap his wings like crazy again. But I let him do his thing, and now he seems to be satisfied with what's going on. Anyway, we got a box here from CIP1. That's right, CIP1 comes through yet again. And inside of this box, I forgot what we ordered. Well, let's see what we got here. I know it's going to be something good. It's always something good when it comes from CIP1. Okay, I don't even know if I'm opening this the right way. I can't seem to find... It doesn't seem to be an end to the box. It's just nonsense. Okay. in there. It's an invoice for some parts. Jeez, is that all I ordered? I thought I ordered more than that. I remember what it is now. Yeah. Okay. In these boxes is a set of... I just realized I should have ordered 2 sets. But this in here is a set of Volkswagen Beetle axles with brand new CV joints. Gonna need to pack the grease on these. New problem. I can certainly handle that. You guys have seen me do it on video before. But what these joints are for, along with the axle, well, that's a heavy-duty axle. I don't remember them being that thick. Well, this is the axle for a Beetle. But this axle is actually going to go onto Ruby, because Ruby is getting upgraded from swing axle to a complete independent rear suspension. Not that swing axle isn't, but independent rear suspension, or IRS as it's called, is how it was branded here in America when the swing axle went away. And it became a double-jointed axle, which is what you see here. Well, Ruby is getting upgraded to that. Because I'm having some transmission issues, I have a large abundance of IRS transmissions. And I don't have any swing axle ones except for the one that came out of Gregory the Bus, but that's not the same transmission that Ruby can take without severe modification and swapping out of parts, which I'm not getting into. I'm just going to swap the entire transmission and be done with it. But you're going to see in a very, very near future these parts getting swapped out on Ruby. It's a little bit of welding getting done to the subframe, so that way I can accommodate putting in these pieces as well as the updated late model transmission. Ruby should be a better driver after that, so that way the rear wheels won't do this kind of stuff as you go over bumps. Instead, they're going to do what suspension parts are supposed to do, not all that goofy nonsense. But anyways, inside this box is not only the axle, but it also has all of the load spreaders, which essentially is just, it's a washer, really, by any other name. And a set of all of the hex-headed, they are hex-headed, these are not 12-pointed. These are hex-headed bolts, and the little snap rings that hold everything together on the inside of the joint. I will have to take these apart and pack them up with the grease, but once again, the grease is also included. So these are very, very nice set from CIP1. You too can get a set from CIP1. Just simply visit the website, CIP1.com, and get yourself a set of axles. They have a lot more than that. It's not just axles, of course. They also sell other parts for air-cooled Volkswagens. And, well, they even have a little bit of water-cooled stuff. So check them out, CIP1. Thanks, you guys, CIP1.com. I got another box here. This is something for, at least I think this is something for Ruby. This I ordered. And the funny thing about it, if this is what I think it is, I didn't get any feedback from the guy, that, hey, we shipped this out or we sent it. The money went to him. It was like kind of a blind thing. I saw an ad up on the Samba for it, and he wasn't responding to any of my emails, and I figured, hey, it's only $25. Let's see what he does. So if this is what I think it is, and I'm hoping it is, this is also something for Ruby. Yep, that's exactly what it is. This is the front plate that holds the subframe to the main pan, if you will. It attaches up under the tunnel. This bolts up to the bottom of the car like this. One big bolt goes through the middle along with a big rubber body mount, and then 4 other bolts go through it that attach to the floor pan on the sides. Mine, unfortunately, the last time I looked under Ruby, it was all crumpled up on one side, rusted and nearly gone. And it was in bad shape when I took it apart originally when I was welding in patches for the floor pans. But I didn't realize just how much it had deteriorated over the years. The bolts had actually pulled out of the floor, and it went to shit. Completely to shit. The only thing that was saving grace is this one bolt right here in the middle was still intact and still holding in that donut that goes in there. So I think that the donut is really what holds it all together. These ones around here is what stops it from pivoting, if you will. So that's why the car hasn't fallen apart. But this is a very important and integral part to getting Ruby fixed and upgraded. I figured once I'm in there and I got to drop the subframe anyway, let's change this part out. So I'm very glad that I got it. And like I said, I ordered it kind of blindly. It's just, I said send me one, and I just PayPal'd them the money. And without even saying thank you, one just showed up a couple weeks later. So I'm glad that happened. I was actually, since it took me a couple weeks, I was gonna contact him through PayPal. and see if PayPal wasn't necessarily going to intervene, but put the candle under him, make him get a little bit of heat under him. That's when people start to move faster, is when they start to notice that people are perhaps unhappy, or they might be wishing to issue a chargeback. And not that I was ever going to get to that point. Well, not that I would ordinarily get to that point. I really don't want my money back. I want the product. That's my story. I'll pay, but I just need what it takes to get my job done. So anyway, boom, there it is. We got it. Happiness. So, coming up in the next few weeks, we will be tearing Ruby apart. I actually just pulled the Z apart this week. One of the linkages in the back to the rear wheel, it bent up. I'd show it to you, but it's in the dark outside right now. But I had bent it. I ran something over in the dark one night when I was making a turn, and I hit the rear wheel in such a way that it just moved the alignment of it. And at first I thought I broke the suspension, because there's a lot of aluminum components in the back there, but I discovered the aluminum ones are mounted in rubber. So they're really hard to break unless you do something really dumb. They just kind of, smoosh around on the rubber. But it was one of the steel components. It's just tacoed itself a little bit. It's just bent. So I pulled the piece out, I looked at it, and realized it's not right. The welds on the ends of it where the joints are, they started to crack a little bit, and in the middle it's actually, you can see the stress marks. So I went on to Amazon, and I just picked up a new set for each side to have adjustable camber on them. Not that I need the camber adjustment, but from the way I hit it on the side, I figure if I did any damage to the subframe at all, if I tweaked it a little bit, using an adjustable link, I should be able to get it adjusted out. Anyway, I put the car back together this week. It's one of the tasks that I did over the weekend. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to take it in for an alignment. And remarkably when I put it all together, I took the measurements off of the other side to figure out the approximate arm's length, and I put some markings on the bolts that were underneath, what are they? They are eccentric bolts. Not actually eccentric bolts, but they're like eccentric bolts. They have a washer on them that's offset. It doesn't go directly through the bolt doesn't go directly through the washer. It's kind of offset to one side. And as you turn it, the whole washer moves, which pushes the bolt in a slot. So it allows me to lengthen or shorten that arm. Well, I marked it before I took it apart, and I put the new arm in, adjusting it off the one from the other side, making the length right. I laid a straight edge across the fender, and you really can't go against the body, because the body can be tweaked any which way. The body is all about cosmetics, not for structure. But the measurements that I took from the straight edge across the fender along the body line was the same, roughly 1/4 of an inch gap at the front of the wheel as it was on the opposite side. So once I got that all put together, I went and drove it down the road, and the steering wheel is absolutely straight. Whereas before, with the one wheel that was kicked in a little bit, the car would drive straight, and then as the, not posit traction on there, it has a viscous differential, it allows both wheels to drive simultaneously, in theory, but sometimes it will push from one or push from the other, depending upon which way it decides to bias itself. So if it's pushing from this side, it would push the car straight. But if it shifted over to this side, where it goes in like this, the whole car would want to turn to the right. And you would then correct by turning the steering wheel to the left. So the car drives diagonally this way in a straight line until it biases itself back the other way, and then you got to turn the wheel straight again to make it go straight. And that happened while it was really wet out. So it felt incredibly dangerous. It felt like the rear end was hydroplaning, because this motion would kind of happen kind of quickly. Every time you corrected, it would start to grab on the other side. Really frustrating as it was, I just drove the car home, switched over to the Volkswagen, and I've been driving a Volkswagen all week until I got the parts for the Z. I'm glad it's fixed. I'm glad it's taken care of. I'm going to take it in the alignment shop sometime tomorrow. But at this point, I think the alignment on it is good enough that I can get it there without totally ruining my tires. And that was kind of an important point to me, because it's got newish tires on there. I think I replaced them a year ago, and I've been driving this stupid Nissan Puke for the longest time, which, by the way, I don't have that car anymore, and I'm not going to get a replacement for it. I'm going to give the long story as to what happened to that car. It's a great story. We're going to share that another time, however. It's not going to be in this video. And I need to do one more thing, too. I didn't announce the t-shirt winner this month. And I'm not going to do it in this video. I think I'm going to do it in the next mail call Monday. I'm sorry, everybody that's been waiting for it. I have not forgotten. It's just I've been buried in a bunch of other things. So I've been putting it off, if you know what I mean. It's been a hard time. It's been a hard time for me. And, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for subbing. Thank you for giving me that big thumbs up. Again, I've been through a lot, and I think I deserve it. I really do think I deserve it, and I appreciate it if you'll give it to me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. More updates on Gregory, hopefully this week, if I get around to it. Like I said, I've been chasing invoices and bringing money in this company, so that feels good. And the more money I bring in, hey, the more I get to make. So we're going to stick with that. Anyways, everybody, thanks for watching once again. Boomer, say goodbye. Why don't you come out here? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come fight Daddy. You don't want to fight Daddy now? Before you wouldn't stay in there. Now you don't want to come out. Give Daddy some love. Give Daddy some love. That's it. Here's Boomer. You be good, Boomer, okay? You be good. You gonna bite? You gonna bite Daddy? You gonna bite Daddy? Let's see if he'll play with me. This is why I called him Boomerang. Come here. Come on. Come on. Yep. Boomerang is actually his name. Yes, it is. Boomerang is your name. And you're going to, be a good boy, aren't you? Yes, because you don't go away. You keep coming back. You always come back. We're going to play on the kitchen floor sometime coming up in the near future. You guys get to see just how much fun he can actually be. He's a brat, and he bites, like right now, and he's spreading his wings out. He's trying to attack and hump. This is his thing. And I guess it's kind of relatable. I'm a male, I understand. But, yeah, this is his thing right now. He's doing what he wants to do. And I'm going to let him have his little way for a little bit. Let go of this. This is Daddy's antenna wire here. Yes. And you're going to be, you're going to be a very good boy. And you're not going to hurt your Daddy. And tonight you're going to stay in your bed and you're not going to bite on Daddy's head, right? You be a good boy, okay? Be a good boy. Yes? That's it. You give Daddy kisses? You're going to give Daddy kisses? No, you're going to attack Daddy. He's digging his claws into the cutting mat here as best he can, but he's just sliding everywhere. But he's got his little toes curled up as he's trying to dig in. I see what you're doing. You're being mean. You're being mean. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I won't hurt you. What happens if we do this to you? Uh-oh, Daddy flipped you. Now you flipped. You gonna be a good boy? You gonna be a good boy, huh? You gonna be a good boy? Yeah? Anyways, everybody, thanks for watching. There you go. You just want to play. Yeah, Daddy got you that time. You flipped you over. That means I won the battle. I won the battle. If you flip me over, you get to win. Go ahead, give it a try. Flip Daddy. Flip Daddy over. Take care, everybody. Thanks again. Boo!